in general, if you can fit, two thumbs between where the 9 EMAs, where stock is, it's getting a little bit long in the tooth. So at that point, like, you want to make sure you're kind of hitting it on dips versus trying to like take it high. We got a flat open on the market, which is really ideal, for trading purposes. If you don't got to deal with the gap, it makes life a lot easier. We're really just kind of grinding higher here. Some of the other indexes are looking a little bit stronger, like the IWM and the SPY. They're looking like they've already kind of busted out their yearly highs here. So there is a little bit of a rotation that's happening. They don't last long, but in general, you're starting to see like a little bit of a different type of, stock starting to move, where it used to be just, Tesla, zoom, zoom, zoom. Now you're starting to see like a little bit of some other names. I would keep every single one of these EV companies on the watch list. I don't know if this gap holds or not on Tesla, but I'm assuming the first pullback on it, if you get like a big pullback on it, like say this thing like rips down to like 640 or something, right? Look at where like the 9 EMA, 20 EMA is. If you start to rip down into that spot, then I think you're going to have a shot to probably get this long. But I won't chase this thing up at the open. Like Tesla's a higher float stock. It's 1 billion shares now. It's a $400 billion company. You just can't chase the thing up. It just doesn't move in that particular manner now because it's a little bit more thick. We'll see. If we get a deep pullback, we'll be good to go. I'd add YY to the watch list. We got a breakout here. Looks like they sold a business to YY, to Baidu, and then they also had beat on their earnings. Usually a good spot. I'd keep that. Add XPEV. These are only on dips now. Like, it's hard to chase this thing up. I mean, we may have to, but ideally I don't want to. If we can get a pullback at this on the open, something more, right? Like something like this, where it's like you gap up and to see like how you pull and kind of grind. That gives you much easier location. We'll see kind of how that happens. That was in the beginning of the breakout. Now we're kind of in a little bit of a different phase of the breakout, but XPEV, LI, both of these are, on the list. If you need a little, when I had PLL on my list for days for like a little swing trade, it's already kind of taken up. It's up like 5-6 days in a row. Probably take that off the list. Niall's got its earnings out. Tomorrow. So you may see some funny business in this one. In general, Jordan, I hate airlines. All airlines are just junk to trade. But let me take a look, since you seem so passionate about it. Yeah, so like that's what these things do, right? It's like, like in cruise line, same thing. Like you pop up, pull back. I don't know. If you want, I fucking hate airlines. I don't know what to tell you, except I hate airlines with such a passion. They stink to trade. But if you're swinging, I guess it's, when you're swinging, it's like you're not worrying about, obviously as a day trader, I'm like sitting there watching every penny. Like if you're swinging it, then you get, you'll get the move you need. It's just, as intraday traders, they're not, my personal flavor, I should say. So I should always put the caveat there. I may not like something, but it's more I don't like something on the day trade basis. But the overall chart, yeah, it looks semi-okay. Alright, let's see. Donkey Kong popping up a little bit of news. Donkey Kong is stuck in range. I'd probably leave that one alone. I'm fucking Nickel. I'm going to worry about that. Hey, so this Blink 182, like a lot of these battery stocks are starting to go. And you can start to see like this thing's like ripping over like multiple levels of resistance. You had really a monster day on this thing. It was this one, and then what's that other one? Green Power, and then CBAT. So you started to see like a lot of these kind of battery companies, battery type of companies start to go. I'd actually, there might be some more continuation on this. Like this one's also kind of, if you can get a snapback at the open, you run into this thing maybe like 1150, 1160s, get a nice intraday pullback on that. You may see this thing get some traction. It looks like it's got, it's making a run into the 14, 15s. It's I wouldn't it's a smaller stock, but it's not necessarily like a crazy low floater. It's easier, you can trade that one. Like, same thing, right? Like FCell, these things are moving. Good eye, Danny. These things are all starting to break out. So like batteries are just a thing right now. So you really, when you're thinking about all your trades and stuff, you want to always be kind of thinking about themes in the market. What are the themes in the market that are working, right? Like things that are not working, and then things that are working. Like what was working, 2 months ago is going to always be different than what's working now. So you just want to be kind of mindful of it. Well, you want to be a little bit mindful, but I would keep a couple of these batteries. Like this one is too extended for me, but I do think, I think that's old news too, Jason. That came out 2 days ago. Or 3 days ago. So I do think some of these pullbacks. I keep that Blink on the watch list. Blink 182. Why not? Let's see on the downside. So you see like a weak open on CBET. So the one thing you'll have to watch is like if this thing collapses, it'll probably take the rest of the battery stocks with a year or whatever. Damn. Hey, so goodies, that there's a news out that Amazon's going to do an online pharmacy. So I think, is goodies an online pharmacy, guys? It sounds like one just from the name. So this actually is breaking IPO lows, and it's got a pretty sick range on it. Like I think, we can't short this down 20%, but that is like a big time breakdown over here. If this thing squeezes up, I think this is like top of the list to watch this thing kind of fizzle back. That's going to be like when these like IPO stock, when they break those lows, like they'll just come right. I mean, they can drop for a little bit of time. Now it's down 8 points. So let's see if this thing pops up a little bit. If it does, we're coming in for the shred. Man, this CVAC was like my number one play for today to fucking short this thing. I didn't get the gap up. QVAC, commission close agreement for up to 405, blah, 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 blah. That seems like a lot of doses, huh? Woo. And mRNA's popping up on 5 million. 5 million. Man, this one is going to have the SSR on it now, so I don't even know if you could short it anymore. It was at 47. It ran to 46. I was hoping for the gap up. This is not a huge priority anymore. The play is gone on it. So I'd probably leave that alone. Boots and Coots. Walgreen Boots Alliance. What a name, right? Like Boots and Coots. Green Power. Junk. All right, so Beaky. Did Beaky have its earnings? Yes. Better than also, guys. So Beaky's actually, Beaky's like a well-known IPO, or at least we've been trading it a lot. It's got a light open on it. I'd actually keep this on the list. You have room to fall on it. But frankly, like, a couple days ago, some of this will happen on IPOs. You was gapping down like $4 or $5 at in the pre-market. And like the first candle, it actually reversed. I don't think Beaky will do that. Just because it looks like they fucking announced a secondary too. Intends to offer 35 million shares. What a bunch of jerks. Like who comes in hot on earnings day and drops a secondary on your face? Like that's a double Blumpkin right there. I think we add that to the list. We're gonna get a play on this. That's actually, these people, they don't know how to pump their stocks properly. That's for sure. Beaky, do you love me? Beaky, do you love me? Do you want me? Man. Alright. We're coming for the Beaky just to teach them a lesson for not doing the secondary at the right stock, right time. GameStop. Blah, blah, blah. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so there's not that many good gappers here. Tesla, YY, GDRX. All right. Now let's talk about like the regular companies. So that's like, okay, there's two types of stocks that you want on your list. You've got gappers, stocks that have earnings, some type of news out. Now on the other side, what we want to do is look for, look for like just regular old companies. Now this IQ, actually, I just saw this. IQ down 8%. You got a little bit of room to fall. Dun, 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 dun. Post smaller than expected. Lower subscribing members. Yeah, add this IQ to the list. There's nothing more fun than short a nice Chinese stock and showing them what American justice looks like. Put that on the list just for patriotic reasons. We've got it. That one looks pretty good. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so that's the gapper list. Let's talk about like just regular stocks, like what's looking good, what could it be holding. SQ looks like it's finally started to rebound. So you had this big earnings push. You pulled back into its MAs. Now you're sitting here holding at the EMAs. This one's looking like it's got this one's got a chance here to start working its way back into 200. That one looks pretty good. Net has got like a nice kind of 3-4 day range that's been developing right around 65. So this push came on earnings, and then now it's like been sitting here for a few days just consolidating. It's been marinating and building under that 65, 66 level. If this thing can kind of push through that, I think that triggers this thing and takes it back into these highs. Roku does look nice. It looks exactly like SQ. So you got this big push on some news, and then it's pulled back. Now you're starting to really work your way as it starts to come back. At some point, tech will start to speed up too. If you look at a 15-minute chart, you got 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests. This Roku could go right out of the gate too. I would keep an eye, like maybe about 235, 236, 235, 236 trigger on those bad boys. Yeah. And then, another one to watch over the next week or so is this Lemonade. I think it needs another day to tighten. But you can see like a one inside day, I think. You're starting to develop some good range on this thing. You had an inside day yesterday. If you get an inside day today, then I think tomorrow it goes. Something to just kind of keep an eye on. Yeah, a lot of these battery stocks need to just consolidate a little bit. Like you can see KCAC here. This is like a really hot one. Just needs to pull back. Watch any big dip on this thing. If you get this thing back into 17, 18, like you're going to get a shot on this bad boy. But, otherwise it's the usual. Battery stocks, EVs, they have the best range right now. Some of these tech stocks are holding up, like Roku, XQ, Net. I think Net has the cleanest look out of them. Roku, SQ look pretty solid. And then we've got these gappers. So you want to always kind of batch your trades, right, into tiers. You want to narrow them down. Okay, what are the ones that have PRs? What are the ones that have earnings? Okay, what are the ones that have like good swing trade type of charts? And then what are the ones that are like just pure momentum day traders? Like that's like your EV companies and battery companies. That's my list. I'm sticking to it. You know how it goes. All right, so what do you guys want me to look at here? VMW, hold on. VMW is just in the middle of range, right? So this is range. Like this is just you sitting in the back seat of your buddy's Volkswagen, right? Right, Nut? UVXY is a dud. Like this thing just goes down every day. Every day. It's a bleeder. Hey, Vaughn, I do like LAC. Yesterday was the swing trade entry on it. You really, if you wanted to swing it, you had to hit it yesterday. You can still day trade it, but it's not really anything. You can't swing trade it now. Yo, TTD2 has got a good look to it. You got breakout, pull back into the 9, starting to hold. Now, obviously, this is like $1,000 stock, and it's got like a $3 spread on it. So, like, I don't typically just put it on my list. Not because it's too expensive. It's because the spread pisses me off. So, I just You know, that one I got to leave a little bit, that one I usually leave a little bit alone. But it does look pretty good. You had a rest day yesterday. That could be like another one that, you know, ends up on a nice shred zone. Ta-da. So we got GDRX, Tesla. Okay. What you always want to do is tier your trades. Tier them. So what I mean by tier them is like, you know, before you get ready to trade, like start bunching, you know, your stocks together in like the proper manner, right? So like what's a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 in terms of how much you like them, you know? So that way you're not like, you know, when you get a hot market, your watch list could be, you know, it can be pretty damn long. So then you want to start to really come in and like, so like what I want to do is I want to put these 3 tech stocks together. Is I think those are going to be, you know, a little bit of a heaters. Then, you know, like, okay, we want to put in our batteries. We want to put in our EV companies together, right? You want to put in your earnings companies around the same spot. So now what's going to happen is like you want to start to kind of tier these in terms of how you want to do it. So then, you know, on your, you know, secondary monitors and stuff, right? Start putting in your favorite stocks and put them on another monitor so that you have them all like just ready to go. So then when the market opens, like you're not sitting around just dicker and dealing, you know, you're wicker and wheeling. Does that make sense? Good. Let's go shred. Let's go do what we do, which is the do-do. All right. Yeah, and I use okay. I think OSTK is starting to set up as a short. Hey, Will, I just think GDRX moves better than CVS. I mean, it's CVS is like a thick stock. Harjinder, my friend. Oh, yeah, no dicker and dealer. We're not pinching for pennies here. Not pinching for pennies. Good. Hey, Mo, I think FSR needs a couple days to just like chillax. Maybe like two, 3 days. You know, let it come back into the zone and fill up. And then I think that you're going to have, I think you'll have an opportunity on it. I just wouldn't go, you know, today and while it's like stuck under resistance and just like come and chill on it. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'll get back. You said I wanna reach for the stars. I'm kidding. Why you ask such questions? You know that stock hasn't left our list for 8 months. Not that we ever even play it, but we just wait for the day. Cool. Let's go. That's the list. I'm sticking to it.